How's it going, guys? XHD here with my NHL 17 feature set review. EA just released this new feature set today, which of course includes all of the new features and game modes on NHL 17. As I'm a game changer, guys, I've actually gotten hand-on experience with all these game modes and features playing the game, so I feel like I can give you guys a bit more insight than most people can. So starting off here, guys, we have the World Cup of Hockey. Of course, it's new this year. I think it's been out of the NHL for like 12 years or something like that. Obviously, EA is going to have all 8 authentic teams in NHL 17, so you got Canada, USA, etc., etc. One cool thing, of course, with that, you guys can see on the screen there, they're going to have all 8 authentic logos as well as all 8 authentic jerseys. So even though we won't have the new, say, Canadian Olympic jerseys, we will have the new Canada World Cup of Hockey jerseys, which is a lot better than like those generic like flag on jerseys we have right now. Also, guys, they're going to have authentic World Cup of Hockey rosters, as the NHL owns the World Cup of Hockey. It's not a different organization, which means any player that's on one of these World Cup of Hockey rosters will actually be in NHL 17. So let's say there's a guy who plays in the KHL. He's not in NHL 17 because they don't have the KHL league. If he plays for Finland or Russia or Czech Republic or one of those teams in the World Cup of Hockey, he'll be in the World Cup of Hockey game mode as well. He'll also be probably in some other game modes in NHL 17. So really excited about that. Basically just gives us more players. We get some more jerseys, some more logos. The actual game mode is basically just a tournament mode, so I'm not that excited for it, but still, it is a very cool feature, I think, to have in NHL 17. Next, guys, we have Draft Champions, of course, is the game mode everyone's excited for. Madden and FIFA already have their own draft modes. FIFA's is called Foot Draft, and it's pay to enter. Madden's is called Draft Champions, and it's free to enter. So, as you can see by the title here, NHL is going towards the Madden road. In Madden, you start off with a basic team of like 75 overall players, and then draft about half of your team. So you could maybe stack your entire team with offense, or stack it all with defense, or put about half on each side. Same goes for NHL. You could stack your offense with all forwards, or you can make a balance of like 6 forwards, whatever D, whatever goalie. It's really up to you when you're drafting your team. Maybe you already have 4 centers. There's no point to draft another. You should go and draft a defenseman. That's basically where like the strategy comes in. Also, like in Madden and FIFA, the more games you win in Draft Champions, the better your prize will be. So if you get 0 wins, that's the worst prize, and then 4 wins is the best prize. The wins you get will obviously give you stuff to use in HUT. There's a lot of cool things you can win in this. I can't go into detail, I don't think, as it's not shown on the screen, but definitely stuff to be excited for. Also, guys, NHL Draft Champions is doing something that neither Madden or FIFA have done yet in terms of the actual draft itself, which I think is really cool, and I can't wait for you guys to find out about, but until then, I can't say anything more. So next, guys, we have Franchise Mode, which of course is the revamped GM mode. Really excited for this. I've played at least like 3 or 4 seasons of it. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely better than any GM mode we've had in the past. Of course, now you can relocate your team. You can customize your arena. You can choose ticket prices. You can choose food prices. Your owner will actually tell you what he wants you to do. So if you're a bad team, he'll say like, get the first overall pick. But if you're a really good team, he'll say win the Stanley Cup. And if you make it to the conference final, he'll probably be okay with that. But say if you miss the playoffs, you might get fired. So I think this new franchise mode is so much better. I think like in terms of just the overall presentation of it, as well as just the actual replayability. There's just going to be so much more to do. There's a bunch of minor details that would just take too long to list in terms of drafting, trading, scouting, everything that have just made it a much more fun and enjoyable experience. I think you guys are really going to be excited for if you guys are GM mode fans. Next, guys, we have new ways to play fan favorite game modes. This, of course, is looking at all the new features and customization options in the already existing game modes. So first things first, guys, we have climbing through the ranks through ECHL. So like last year, there's no actual player progression in terms of your stats like shooting, skating. That's all staying the same to try and make ECHL a more balanced and competitive platform, but you actually can level your player up, and in doing so, you'll unlock a bunch of customization options in terms of your player's features, like a bunch of different hairstyles to unlock, equipment. There's a ton of equipment to unlock, as well as celebrations. So many new celebrations, guys. The celebrations are actually insane. One of my favorite parts of the new game. When we were trying to choose our celebrations, I was having a tough time picking. There were so many good ones. Right now, I think we have like 6 or something, and they're decent. There's a couple I like. Now there's gonna be like 20 plus for sure. I don't know the exact number, but there's a ton of celebrations, and they're all so good. I can't wait for you guys to see them. Gonna be a ton of fun using in-game. I think you're really gonna make your opponent, salty if you guys keep scoring on them and you keep showing them with the same celebration. There's some great ones in there. There's some that are really authentic to NHL players that like certain guys always do. There's some that are kind of like meme related. So a ton of good stuff there. I think you guys are gonna be really excited for. Next, guys, here we have ECHL Arena Progression. So when you start off in your club, guys, you're actually going to start off in a really crappy community rink, one that has like no fans in it. The arena looks like shitty, like it doesn't even look like you'd want to play there yourself, playing House League. And then as you guys move on, you play games, you win games, you'll unlock better arenas, and you'll actually be able to start customizing your arena. So I believe at arena number 2, you can start customizing it. So basically, you can customize any arena after that first crappy community rink, and you can kind of make it more fit to your club, whatever you guys have your logo and everything set to. So speaking of that, guys, obviously arena creator here, you can create an arena in both ECHL and franchise mode. If you do choose to relocate in franchise mode, you can choose all the colors of the seats, you can choose where the Jumbotron is, what the Jumbotron looks like, what kind of like boards you have, all that stuff. It's all customizable. It's a lot of fun. I think it's really going to make ECHL and franchise mode, if you do relocate, a lot more fun to play. Especially I think too, like ECHL, if you guys walk into an arena and they have like the best arena unlocked and it just looks sick the way they've customized it, you're gonna know these guys are a great team. Opposed to if you walk into like that community rink, you guys are gonna know this team just started out, we should be able to destroy them. So it should be a lot of fun. It should be a lot more, I think, just a lot more individuality for every single club, opposed to everyone kind of playing in an already existing NHL arena like we have in NHL 16. Next, guys, we have the team editor. So obviously with all the arena options, you can of course create your own team logo, and you can create your own team jerseys. This year, unlike last year, there actually are customizable logos. You guys can see that new custom tiger logo there, which I think is a lot better. I wasn't really a big fan of having just like already existing logos. Like if I have an ECHL team, I want to make my own logo, I want to be my own team. I don't want to be this already existing team. So you now have custom logos to choose from. You can color them however you want. You can color your jerseys however you want. You can choose whatever jersey style you want, pants, socks, everything. So it's going to be great just to see all the new teams that arrive having all their customizable logos and jerseys matching their arena. Plus, as you guys can maybe see in this picture here, there's actually 3 jerseys now. You're going to have a home jersey, an away jersey, and an alternate jersey, which you can unlock. So if you come up against a team that's just, for whatever reason, they got a home and away, they're both black, you got that alternate jersey that's white, you can pull it out, and you can make sure that's not going to be a dumb game that way. And then 2, you just have a 3rd jersey to have fun with. So I think that's really cool that EA decided to add that. Career-defining moments, this, guys, of course, is for Be a Pro. Kind of like milestones and that sort of thing are a big deal now in Be a Pro. Kind of like looking at your first goal, your first hat trick, things of that nature are really going to be like built up. They're actually going to be like custom commentary when you get your first goal or maybe your last game. So big moments, I guess, in your Be a Pro's NHL career is actually going to be emphasized a lot more this year than it has been in the past. Here, guys, this is the big thing. This is the thing that a lot of people are wondering about. They're not really sure how it works, and that is HUT synergy. So one thing with HUT, guys, is chemistry is no more. You can see that clearly in this picture. There's no chemistry bar. Like, this is the edit lineup screen. Where do you see chemistry? There is no chemistry. Chemistry is completely gone. Like, I'm not kidding. There's no chemistry. There's no change team. There's no change position. Chemistry is gone. You can play Erik Karlsson first line right wing, and it does not matter. You could play Chara first line center, and it does not matter, aside from the fact that Chara is slow and has bad face-offs. So in terms of chemistry, you can play any player wherever you want, but are they a fit there? Like, does Jonathan Toews play well at left defense? Probably not. But if you want to put him there and try it out, you can. So the fact they got rid of chemistry is very bold, and I think it actually will be a lot more fun in terms of actually creating your ultimate team. Like, you can now create any team you want. You aren't limited by chemistry. You can literally do whatever you want to do and see what works for you. Some other information here, guys, before we talk about synergy. You can see that there's now HUT points or NHL points. I'm not sure what they're going to call them, but there's a point system like FIFA and Madden where you can buy points and then use those points to buy packs, opposed to having to use a credit card or whatever every single time. You guys can see the coins are still there. And another thing, of course, that I think a lot of people are going to be excited for is this new HUT synergy. It's so cool, guys. It's really hard to explain, I think, in this video where I'm trying to touch on everything else. So I'll do a much more detailed video for HUT synergy. But basically, you guys can see below some synergies there, like Dirty Dangler, Passing Playmaker, and stuff like that. If you get, say, those 4 points for Dirty Dangler, all 4 players with a Dirty Dangler synergy will get that Dirty Dangler boost. Each synergy has different boosts, so Dirty Dangler would obviously like be deking and things like that. You guys can see Andre Palat there. I'm not sure what his chemistry style is. I think NP by the looks of it. Because his style is not fulfilled, he's not getting any boost from the chemistry style. But like Taze there and Yakupov are both Wicked Wristers, so they're both getting their style boost. There's also Team Boost, which basically means if you fill it out, your entire team gets that boost, so they don't even need that style. So this is kind of where it becomes complicated. Like I said, I think I'm going to make an entire video dedicated to actually explaining the synergy, but it's a lot of fun, guys. I think it's going to make HUT a lot more interesting in terms of building a team. No longer will you see the exact same team over and over again, which is the best overall. Now you're actually going to see people trying to maximize these synergies. As you know, you only have 20 player slots on your team. How can you maximize these synergies with different players to, get the most synergies on your team? Which synergies are the best? Which are the worst? Obviously, there's synergies like shooting. There's synergies for skating. There's synergies for defense. Which ones are people going to like? I think it's very cool. We actually might even see like metas in HUT where like people like certain synergies at one update, and there's another update that comes out, and then certain synergies are better. So can't wait to see it. One thing I almost forgot to mention, guys, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can actually now click in the right stick to see all of your cards' individual stats. This is absolutely awesome, guys. Say Team of Your Theodore, for instance, he had 99 slapshot power and 99 slapshot accuracy. You wouldn't know that just looking at his 92 shooting stat, but if you can actually look at his individual stats, you know that. So cards say that have skating, you're not sure, like, is that skating really fast speed? Is it really good balance? Is it good endurance? Like, what is that? So now you can actually see this card with 94 skating is actually faster than this card with 96 skating, because this 94 skating guy's got like super high speed and acceleration, whereas the 96 skating guy's got really good agility and endurance or balance. So you can actually see all these variety of stats. You can actually see face-offs now. Just another awesome addition to HUT. Next here, guys, we have HUT Dynamic sets, which is very similar to, of course, the Madden sets. No longer are collections where you complete the entire Penguins collection, you get 10 packs. Now there will be a Penguins set where you trade in X amount of Penguins players, maybe some Penguins jerseys in the Penguins arena, and you actually get something back. But the things you trade in, you're giving away. Like, it's no longer like you complete it and you get something. You trade in that set and you get the set reward back. So it's going to be very interesting, I think. There's going to be a ton of different sets. Like I said, there's going to be sets for every single NHL team. There will probably be some like easy to do sets like we've seen in the teaser trailer, like where you trade in, say, just 10 gold cards of any kind. It can be a consumable like a contract, it can be a jersey, it can be a logo, whatever it is, and you can get like a small reward back. So basically there'll be just sets for everything. So no longer are you going to have like these junk cards that would be auto discard from a pack. Now there'll be a reason to actually hold on to these like duplicate jerseys that you could maybe use them for jersey sets, or these duplicates contracts, even if they can go towards a set where you get a gold mini pack, and maybe you'd rather risk that gold mini pack getting something good than just getting 40 coins or whatever from the gold contract you're quick selling. So that's gonna be really cool, as every card now has value, and because every card has value, I feel like every card should also be worth more now. Like jerseys should be worth more if there's a jersey set. If there's tokens or whatever like Madden has, those tokens should be worth more. So if you get a token in a pack, you have the option to save it for a set, or you can sell it, and that token will have a value based on what sets it goes into. So I think sets is going to really change the HUT marketplace for the better, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Like I said, I cannot wait for NHL 17 HUT. It's going to be something totally new, and like I said, just really excited for it. Last thing here, guys, is ECHL. This is something I actually totally forgot about until I seen the announcement today, and that's that ECHL is making its debut in NHL 17. So there's going to be 27 authentic teams, jerseys, and rosters. So there's now 27 new logos and jerseys to use in HUT, 27 new rosters full of players. It's going to be crazy, guys. So just another new league. How can you be mad? Right here, guys, we now have to take control of the ice and play your way. So this is talking about all the new gameplay improvements. Of course, there's things like net battles, authentic goalies, the AI intelligence. So a ton of good stuff there to look at. First off, guys, we have authentic goaltending. This has to do with all the new goalie stances. So now instead of like every goalie standing the same way, Jonathan Quick will be like a bit more hunched down, and other goalies will have their different stances. I think there's like 3 or 4 goalie stances, maybe 3, I'm not sure, that are in the game. And of course, there's all kinds of new actual goalie save mechanics, which is really cool. So like now, say there's a shot that's going high above the goalie's shoulder, instead of him trying to like move his blocker like all the way up in the air like in a really weird movement, he'll actually just kind of get his shoulder up there like Carey Price is in that picture to make the save. So a ton of new authentic save styles are good. I also know now that like the goalie will actually kind of like hug the post for a wraparound, opposed to just standing next to the post. Like he'll actually put his whole body over that post and take it away. So a ton of new goalie save animations, just going to be great in terms of authentic gameplay. battle for the ice. Like I was saying, there's actually now net battles. You have the forward and defenseman battling up front in front of the crease, trying to get that position for the tip in, trying to tie the other player up, just get position. So really cool, another feature there, making the game more authentic. Celebrate with style, like I was mentioning earlier, guys. So many new celebrations. I don't believe it says how many there are here, but there are a ton, and they're so awesome. Tarasenko, I think, giving you a little hint of one there. You guys seen a bunch of hints at others in the teaser, and there's so many more above that. Can't wait for you guys to see them all. Like I said, they're honestly one of my favorite parts of the game. I don't know why. Like it's gonna be so much fun using all these different celebrations every time you score a goal. Right here, guys, we have own every zone. So this, of course, is just talking about having control of your player, picking up the puck, better, skating mechanics, things of that nature. Obviously, puck pickups weren't the greatest in NHL 16, and they've really worked on that for NHL 17, trying to make that better, as well as in terms of player collisions, how you interact with every other player around you to make it a bit more authentic. I think it's obviously a good thing. Everyone wants better gameplay every year, along with all the new features, and that's obviously something they're striving for here. Lastly, guys, we have Sharpen your game. So this has to do with all the new kind of like coaching feedback, on ice trainer, and basically like tutorial parts of the game. So we have visual on ice trainer. They've actually added a bunch of stuff here to try and make it an easier game to pick up for new players. I know a lot of people, especially like people from the UK, that are really into FIFA, they'll play NHL and they really won't know what to do because they don't really watch hockey. I know I have a few friends that like don't even know how the actual game of hockey works. So, like this visual on ice trainer showing them where to pass it to, when to shoot, things like that really helps. And they've really tried to make the visual on ice trainer even better this year. Coaching feedback's a new thing. Coaches are actually going to tell you like what you're doing and how well you're doing. So of course that could be applied to be a pro, but it's actually going to be applied just to like if you're just playing like a regular game. The coach will say, you're playing this way, you could do this better, etc., to try to help you out, get better at the game. And then finally, guys, we have complete gameplay customization. This is something everyone always wonders about. Of course, it's going to be an NHL 17. You can customize every single player every way you want. So let's say, I don't know, you think Carey Price is underrated, he should have a high glove, you can increase that. He should have a better butterfly, you can increase that. You think his stick saves are too high, you can lower that. So just the customization options for all the different players and everything to make your game exactly the way you want it to be will be available to you. So anyway, guys, that is it for this feature set. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. Hopefully I didn't go on too long. Hopefully I didn't say anything I wasn't supposed to either. I tried to, give you guys some hints at things without actually giving anything away, but there's a lot to be excited about here for NHL 17. If you guys are interested, I will be making another video on the synergy, as I think I can go way more in depth on its own video in the future. But anyway, you guys, that's it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, leave that thumbs up. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer. Goodbye.